Hey folks, so welcome to my review of the Geek Wold GK10, and this pair have been modified, and yes, that actually is a Brainwaves box, but that's what it came in. And yeah, as usual, full disclaimer is this one is another one sent in by the same viewer as the previous ones, so thank you very much. This set has been modified as well, which I'll explain later on. And yeah, as obviously I was not paid to this video and all thoughts and opinions are my own, and yeah, let's just get into it. Yeah, so this is what actually came with. It comes with, I think, with a black cable or a white cable, I'm not sure. But this is his own cable, so it does not come with this. It is a very nice one. It's meant to be a 16 core, which it does seem to be. Very nice cable, but obviously you want to see what these are like. So like I said, these are modified, which I'll show in a second. So obviously this one has good, well, to the shell, it has good quality control. Some of these are really poor build quality straight from the factory, which is a shame. But this kind of red and it looks heart shaped. This one's a good one. Now modifications are, if you can see here, that there is the balanced armature nozzle. See right there next to my finger. There's normally a grill over this, but that's exposed. And here this tape. See here where my finger is. That's all this tape there, which makes a massive difference, which I'll show you later on. So these are not stock. Fortunately, I don't have a standard one, but this is how they came. Yeah, so modified there, and there's a little spacer here. You can see here. It's just to make it's just a way to space the tips out. But this, as you can see here, that's not stock. Obviously, yeah, so this is modified to what the owner wanted, really. Obviously, the factory never came anything like this. And yeah, obviously I won't go too much because I think these do come with silicone tips. Again, this is not mine. The owner's still got them at his home, and this is just how it was sent to me. So quite straightforward. He sent his own foam tips, but I've tried it with a bunch of the different tips as well. And yeah, not to say, obviously, get ready, you're gonna have some fun graphs, lie ahead, some fun times. So yeah, just straight on to the review. So like what most of you folks want to see now, the GK10, which is made by Geek Wold. They haven't released many, but when these first came out, a lot of people bought them, but they wasn't very good, and there's a lot of quality control problems with this model. So a lot of people liked it, some people didn't. Some people reported a lot of problems, driver failures, so on and so forth. So this company, well, especially this model in particular, has got a really kind of checkered history. Anyway, the driver count is 2 dynamic drivers, 1 balanced armature, which you can see there. It's meant to have 2 piezios. So that's technically a Tribrid for under, I think it's $40 something. So that they're not really that expensive for what they are. As you say, 5 different drivers for under $50. So it's not too bad. But yes, the quality control on this model is not very good. There is also, since this, a model called the GK80. I haven't tried that. It's meant to look very similar. Again, I haven't tried it, so I don't know if it's good or bad. But yeah, this is just a review of what I have here and what I was sent. So yeah, so what's the comfort like? As that to me is the most important. I thought it was fine. It's a more, apart from this heart shaped kind of top, you can see it's more of a normal kind of shape. I didn't really have any issues with anything like that. And yeah, I'm going to skip a few things because the sound is very important. I'm going to go straight to the graphs. So the first graph I'm going to show you is with the tape on. So this tape here, it's on there for a reason. So I'm going to show you the graph now, and yeah, massive base bleed. And this is more of a representative of how a stock one looks. So you can check other people who graph this and it'll be like this. Now bear in mind that there's no mesh over the nozzle, which would typically make the treble section a bit funky, and it is quite funky. As you can see, it's got massive base bleed, elevated, obviously lower mids, upper bass and mid bass, then the sub bass rolls off. It just sounds a big bloaty mess, which is a bit of a shame really. But I kind of knew what a stock one is like, so bear that in mind. Now, upper part of the mids was not too bad. Obviously there's a little bit of an elevation, but it is a little shouty. But the problem is treble. The treble's all over the place, and there's sibilance. It sounds dark and bright at the same time. But again, this is how I've got this one. I know other people's representations of this are not very good either, which is a bit of a shame. But that's what it looks like with the tape on. Now, I'd love to have tried this exact one stock, but obviously I've only got what I've sent. And with the tape on, the mod this is the better tuning, trust me. It sounds extremely coloured. I don't think it's the worst earphone I've heard, but it might not be far off. Not much coherency between the drivers, just bear in mind as well, they're not stock, so bear that in mind. Now get ready for a big change. So like now I'm going to show you a graph with the tape off. So here there's a hole probably halfway below the tape. So this is what it looks like with the off. So yeah, just drops off like a cliff. I've never seen nothing like that before. Obviously the vent there makes a massive difference for the driver. You can see basically it's done the opposite. So where it bleed from the previous mids, it's flipped like a switch the opposite direction. So you can see what kind of difference it makes. But then it seems to affect like further up, like vocals sound really pushed back, but then it scoops up massively. Then the sibilance, and it's just like with the tape off the vent, you can see it's like it's all over the shop. So, and that's probably the worst tuning I've ever tried. Definitely not the best, the worst. It's a shame, really. As you can see, that's what it is, really. Yeah. So, conclusion is I can't really say much. As you can imagine, I don't recommend these. Now, a stock one mimics more of the taped version of this. Please check other people's graphs who've done the GK10. It's closer, like I said, it's closer to the taped version. It's obviously not going to be the same because it's not stock. But I'd recommend you not to buy this. Now, like I said, ignoring this pair, the quality control, I said before, hasn't been very good. And the construction is very cheap, and he uses cheap drivers. At this kind of price range, which is, I'm sure this is in the $40 to $50 region, there is so much competition, which I'd say is a better choice than this. I do like the idea of it. I do like funky driver setups, so like 3 different drivers, different driver types for under $50. I like the idea of that because sometimes it can work quite well. Not in this case, but there's a GK80, like I said before. I have no idea if it's better or worse than this. I have no idea. But yeah, kind of a short review from me, not much to say, is they're not very good. Even the taped version, which is closer to what a normal one is, I don't really recommend it. As you say, for some electronic music, it's not too bad. But for anything else, I didn't really recommend it at all. It sounds overly coloured, is the best way to put it. And yeah, short review is, I don't really like it, but yeah, obviously it's good fun to like do some modding to suit, your own kind of preference. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I do like how they look though, very intriguing. I did like how they fit. Very intriguing kind of earphone, but obviously it's not tuned for me. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. And as usual, if you want to let me know anything in particular, any comments or bet this or anything, just let me know usual down there. And yeah, thanks for watching.